Thanks for watching Film Buff. Really, honestly, it's fucking great. Alright.
か仕込みで巨人を倒せるか。
Yeah, he can.
くそ、どこだ。荷物も少ないし、楽勝だと思った。
And now he's like just gonna leave it in the open. It's Commander Smith.
ただし、俺一人で行く。え？お前たちは適当な理由を見つけて残れ。
兄貴、なんでだよ。
俺たちはまだ本物の巨人を見たことがない。壁外も初めてだ。行って帰ってくるだけで精一杯かもしれん。俺一人ならなんとかなる。
He doesn't think they're ready.
つまり、俺たちには無理だってことか。
そうだ。
Yeah.
俺の勘だ。同じだ。月も星もないと夜の暗さは地下も地上も変わりない。
Damn.
空の色はな。
でも違うよ。天井がないのがわかるもん。全然違うよ。
そうだな。空が抜けてるんだ。もう絶対地下には戻らない。
そうだよ兄貴。いつでも3人で乗り切ったろ。巨人だって同じだ。一緒にやろうぜ。
リヴァイ、俺たちを信じてくれ。
分かった。
Oh.
信じよう。
Oh, this is the whole thing about making a choice and not knowing the outcome. Is this it? 23rd. So the one I saw was 57. It's pretty right now, but once they show up. Damn. Even Levi's impressed.
出てきたらちょちょいと始末してやるよ。バカ、真っ先に死にたいの。なんだよ。あなたたちはまだ巨人を見たことがないからそんなことが言えるのよ。これまでどれだけの優秀な兵士が食われてきたか。
巨人発見。右手前方15メートル圏一体。
That one looks normal almost. Look at him.
どうだリヴァイ。俺たちで巨人を倒した。兄貴、
やったよ。
ああ、よくやった、お前ら。
He's so much more easygoing right now.
彼ら。
初陣にしてはいい動きだったが、ガスを使いすぎだ。
Ooh, bit of a critique there.
仲間たちの命よりも持ち物の節約を重視しろと。
無駄な動きが多いと言っている。何か迷いがあるのではないのか。
Ooh.
それはすぐお前自身を殺すぞ。
Doubts that he brought them?
一人になった時見てろよ。
Can the commander sense that? He sees it. Now, as far as I know, those two are not in the show, at least in the first 25 episodes.
信号弾が役に立たない。
So,
速度を落とすか。
地上の居住権取ってきてくれよな。
もし何か聞かれたら地形を確認しに行ってると言え。
分かった。
oh, Oh man, I hope that's not the last time he sees them.
何か迷いがあるのではないのか。好きな方を選べ。
待っていろ、エルヴィン・スミ
He
ス。
made the decision, man.
俺が
It's all about knowing the outcome, right? Or not knowing the outcome. That was his thing he kept telling Eren.
なんだ、何があった。まさか
Oh, fuck.
すれ違ったのか。
Oh, shit. Fuck. Man, he's lost so much. Fuck.
生存者はお前だけか。無様だな。
てめえよ、
Jeez.
殺せ。
Just holding the sword?
ためにここにいる。
俺たちを信じてくれ。
頼むぜ、
God.
兄貴。
よせ、後悔をするな。後悔の記憶は次の決断を鈍らせる。そして決断を他人に委ねようとするだろう。そうなればあとは死ぬだけだ。結果など誰にもわからないのだ。一つの決断は次の決断のための材料にして初めて意味を持つ。壁外調査は続ける。リヴァイ、お前も来るんだ。
He's learned some lessons from the commander. Oh, Flagon. In this case, Commander Smith has to move on, right? And he did it. Just a quick look and... Damn, look at that, man. I've never seen him like that.
自分の力を信じても、信頼に足る仲間の選択を信じても、結果は誰にも。
Nobody knows.
しかし、こいつは俺には見えない何かを見ている。いいだろう、ついていってやる。エルヴィン・スミス。 俺がこの決断を悔いることはない。決して。
Damn. Man, I will not regret this decision as long as I live. And honestly speaking, these two episodes, these two specials, have been better than a lot of the season 1 episodes. A lot of them. You know, I have to say that after this episode, both Levi and Commander Smith are so much higher on my list of the characters I like. If I was to rank them, you know, this is a major episode for both of these characters, I think, you know, and how one affects the other. Man, yeah, just two brilliant characters. But going back to Levi, man, I had no idea. I mean, he's lost so much. There's this really great shot right at the end there, you know, as they're charging out the gates. And as they're going through the gates, you know, that quick moment of going through the gates into the other side, he kind of looks up and, you know, he starts to remember. I believe that's what they were trying to show me, right? It was the ceiling from the underground city. And for a moment, he remembers that, you know, his past. So I thought that was such a great touch. And, you know, right after, as he kind of rides off, they show me the two pigeons, you know, symbolizing his friends, Farlan and Isabel. Man, much more on those two in a bit. But yeah, man, this episode really showed me Levi in a different light. Levi, like I've never seen him before. You know, it's a tragic episode in terms of the loss he faces. And yeah, he comes out a different man. You know, he comes out a different man after all of this. He comes out the man I know now. But yeah, there's so much to talk about here. Let's just get right into it. Let's go to the top. So, you know, they show me this underground city. Okay. I mean, just that first shot of it kind of just had me going, whoa, okay. This is insane. Leftovers of a failed underground repopulation program. But yeah, you know, Armin mentioned this. He mentioned this to Eren around the time they're trying to get Annie to come down. So there's even a shot of, Levi, Farlan, and Isabel kind of standing on the steps and kind of looking up. Just like Eren, Armin, and Mikasa are looking up at Annie. But yeah, man, it's crazy that these people are down there. Now, that being said, by the time Armin mentions this underground city, there's no one down there, right? So something's happened in that span, and this place doesn't have people down there anymore. But yeah, you know, and the ironic thing here is that they're right below the safest region, you know, and right below the richest of the rich, people that are living it up, people that are basically at the opposite end of their current situation. But yeah, man, it's a bit of a miserable existence, isn't it? And if you're lucky enough to somehow put together enough money so you can pay the taxes, pay the fee just to go up top, you know, use the stairs, at the end of the day, even that's a risk, because once you get up there, you don't have papers, and you're not just trying to, you know, you're not just going to blend in up there, you know, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So there's a really big chance you're just going to get tossed back down there. Alright, man, so I get a look at this famous rogue from the underground, Levi. And, you know, Petra reminded me of Petra because she said that to Eren. She told him he used to be a famous rogue in the underground. And, you know, that's basically the reason I was so excited about getting to learn more about Levi. And damn, did I get to learn about Levi, man. So they're grinding, they're doing jobs, putting together enough money so one day they can go and live up top. You know, and then they're joined by Isabel, you know, who's this innocent yet naive but happy individual, right? And she instantly takes to Levi, you know, she's calling him brother, Aniki. These three had this tight bond. You know, Levi knew about Farlan's mother, so he's known him for a long time. So yeah, they had, you know, it felt like a family. You know, to an outsider, they might just seem like brothers and sisters, you know, siblings. And, you know, Levi and Farlan made sure that they don't harm the girl. You know, these guys that came in. He's kind of like this rogue underground Robin Hood, right? Like looking after people. So basically, you know, this his rogue reputation has really gone around. And Commander Smith knew all about him. He knew so much about him. But indeed, they do come for them. You know, at first it's a military police. But quickly it becomes clear that these four, the ones with the hoods on, are not military police. And as they're swinging by, I kind of, clocked Mike's stash. So, scouts came for them. And, that kind of kicked off this fantastic chase scene. And I absolutely loved how this showed Commander Smith for the first time. Just his face showing, and he's got the hood on. And, they had that chase music playing. I previously heard this chase music during Annie's chase in the forest. So I felt that it made him look much more sinister than he actually is. Though there is some stuff I need to talk about in terms of Commander Smith. There's this tracking shot of Levi. Oh man, holy shit, that was crisp. That was so nice. It's right behind him, again, tracking shot. He's just swinging through these buildings, through the streets, through the buildings, going inside. And just, yeah, man, absolutely just love that scene. The animation was so nice in that. And even back then, he was so skilled. Much more than an average scout. And no formal training as well, right? So, most impressive. It does feel like he's gifted. And much like Mikasa. Mikasa is another one that's just really gifted. That being said, Commander Smith matched him. He didn't let him out of his sight. He didn't make it easy for him. And that's the first time I saw him in action. I almost saw him in action close to the finale of season 1, but he kind of got held up. He's quite amazing himself. And even Mike, Mike didn't make it easy for Levi. And they do get caught, Farlan and Isabel. And that moment of them getting caught kind of plays over and over in Levi's head throughout this episode. Now, it is impressive that they have no formal training and that they're really good at the ODM gear. Now, as expected, there is some pushback from existing scouts. They don't like the idea of rogues and criminals being in their ranks. And again, of course, that's to be expected, right? It's a natural reaction. But people like Keith Shardis and Commander Smith, they don't have time for that kind of thing. They know they can use all the help, especially if these rogues actually live up to all the hype, everything they've heard of them. And so far, so good, right? He saw them in action, and Commander Smith, he backed them. He officially on that table backed them. That being said, of course, they are a bit rougher on the edges, especially Levi. He's not a person that is going to conform to a particular model. He's not going to fit into a cookie cutter expectation of a scout. That's just not the person he is, he's different, and that feels like an understatement. Even at the training, he didn't do it by the book. He told them straight up, okay, I know what has to be done, but I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. You can't really push anything on him. You have to earn his trust. You have to present something that is really going to make him think differently. Something out of the ordinary, something that's going to catch his attention, something that's going to make him think, okay, this is something different. And, by the end of the episode, that's exactly what Commander Smith manages. Jumping to Commander Smith, you can see Keith Shardis had some concerns in terms of the path he's taking to get things done. As they exit that carriage, basically, Smith doesn't really want to go into more detail. I believe that's more so to protect his superior. He doesn't want him to be part of this. He doesn't want him to know anything, so he can't be a part of this. If something goes wrong, it can't go back to him. So, one of the main aspects of this episode, Levi's struggle, with the choice. And he did believe, and even straight up tells them that he believes they're not ready for this right now, Farlan and Isabel. But, that moment keeps running through his head of them getting captured so easily. And, he think, if he's by himself, he'll manage somehow. That's the thought process here. Yeah, but yeah, man, he shows much more emotion in this episode. I saw him smile a few times, and you could really tell that he cares for these two. So once they get out there, Isabel and Farlan treat it kind of like this field trip adventure they're on. They're starry-eyed, they're excited to be out here. And yeah, they're taking in all the splendor. And to be fair, yeah, to them this has to be amazing, right? Just being out here, seeing these lands, seeing the sky above them. Even Levi was impressed, right? He said, not bad. So on that end, I understand the excitement and the happiness they're feeling. But on the other end, it's they get checked almost immediately by the scout. she tells him to, stop this. And, even after they take down the Titan, they're still, like, just really happy. Farlan and Isabella, they're really celebrating it. It did seem like this is fun and games for them, and, their mindset just wasn't in the right place for something like this, for something as dangerous as this. And, and the season 1 Levi, he would shut that down fast. Now, Commander Smith, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He recognizes that they were impressive for the first go, and he tells them, in front of everyone, but almost immediately he also critiques them, and Levi. And he tells them that you're using too much gas and making too many unnecessary movements. And he associates this critique to potential doubt. And, it feels like he was able to read Levi, and he's able to pick up on it, that there is doubt in there. And the fact that Levi is making these extra movements, unnecessary movements, according to Commander Smith, he is able to see that, okay, Levi, he's a bit uneasy that his friends are here, and he's trying to make sure that these threats are eliminated, He is a bit on edge because he decided to bring them. And now Commander Smith point blank asked him, are you starting to have doubts? If you are, that's going to be the death of you. And I believe the most telling thing here is that the shot of Levi, as Commander Smith rides off, there's a shot of Levi, and, that look in his face is, yeah, man, it's quite definitive. He seemed concerned, and he realized, yeah, this man is right. I do have doubts. But the time comes for him to separate and kind of go for Commander Smith. And, at this point he has to separate and go in by himself. He turns back to have a look at them, and, slowly they disappear into the fog. He can't see them anymore in the distance. Man, and unfortunately that was the last time, I was hoping during the episode, I was hoping that's not the last time he sees them, but unfortunately that was the last time he sees them. And then he stumbles into an absolute massacre, an absolute nightmare, his nightmare. That shot of Isabel's severed head. Holy shit, man. One of the things about the show is that they don't sugarcoat things. There's no heroic. Some of these characters are not getting just like heroic send-offs. Some of them are getting mangled and wrecked just like that. It's not romanticizing anything. There's no epic final stand type death. That made it even more, unsettling, jarring, and brutal, man. That the fact that all of a sudden in the frame I see Isabel's head, and there's no music in the background, right? There's no background score. That makes it even more unsettling for me. This happy, fun, adorable girl, full of life, is instantly reduced to a severed head. And, that is just indicative of how fucked up this world is. She would have been better off just staying down below. Her and Furlan. That shot of Furlan, getting chomped on and tossed. Again, man, they don't fuck around. And that really adds to the realism of the show, that they can just like that just kill someone off and not make it a big deal. It really just put it in your face out of nowhere. Then I see something for the first time, and probably the last time, Levi just goes absolutely berserk. The anger, the rage, the sadness all comes together, and he just goes berserk, man. And even the screams as he's slicing, oh my god, man. Again, I don't think I'm ever gonna see that again. Again, first and last time. You can really feel the anger, the sadness, man, and the rage in his screams. Right now he's lost everything. He just lost everything in his life that matters. And man, it's rough. It's tough to see a character like Levi go through that, because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to seeing him like that. And Commander Smith shows up. He basically straight up just tells him it's pathetic that you're the only one who survived. And I don't feel he did that to to be mean spirited or to be an asshole. Even though it comes off like that, I think he did it to test him. Is trying to get a reaction out of him and see how he handles this. how he handles loss. And in that moment, his emotions have gone the better of him. That is not something I have seen at all from season 1 Levi, the one I know, right? It's really interesting how much he changed after all of this. Now, is it possible that Commander Smith suspected that that his friends might not make it back? You know, he knows how it is out there. He knows, you know, what it takes to survive out there. You know, he knew they're here to try to assassinate him. And Levi even makes a point of this. He's super angry. He's like, you knew, but yet you still... I think it cuts off at that point. I think he's going to say, yeah, you still let it all go through, like you let it happen. Now, I'm not saying that Commander Smith hoped his friends are going to die, right? But, you know, if they die, he gets a lone wolf Levi, this hardened Levi after this traumatic experience. Again, you know, I don't think Commander Smith's character is easy to read. You know, he's not as clear cut as a lot of the other characters in the show. Man, that shot of Levi on his knees, and then, you know, it starts showing me shots of, you know, Farlan's body and Isabel's severed head. So brutal, man. So in your face and jarring because the way they're drawn. Oh, but you know, at this point, Commander Smith teaches him some lessons, some important lessons, and these lessons, I believe these lessons basically help him grow into the person he is now. You know, they definitely resonated and shaped him into this new Levi I know from season 1. It's actually kind of crazy how much of an effect Commander Smith has had on Levi. I had no clue. Memories of regret will affect your future decisions. Then you let others make the choices for you. And, you know, basically no one knows the outcome. It's crazy how much this has shaped him. And then these lessons get passed on to Eren, right? Pick the choice you're going to least regret. And, you know, in contrast to Levi's reaction, I get to see Commander Smith's reaction to Flagon's body. You know, he's completely stoic. He's absolutely numb at the sight of a dead body. Quick look, and he knows he has to move on. You know, and I think even that reaction is heartbreaking because it reminds you that he had to get here somehow. You know, he's not always been like this. He's had moments, you know, as he came up through the ranks, he's had moments. He's probably had his freak out moment. He's seen friends die. He's probably seen so much death. Commander Smith, that is. And over time, it's turned him into the stoic, hardened figure, right? At least on the outside. And, you know, interestingly, this whole thing kind of plays out again. Eren has to watch all of the Levi squad die one by one. And he's absolutely just devastated. He's freaking out. You know, in comparison to how Levi reacts to seeing the dead bodies of the Levi squad. Exactly like how Commander Smith reacts to Flagon. You know, that stoic demeanor, again, on the outside. Because I do believe that Levi is still there. Because he does care for his squad. He does care for people that are under his command. You know, takes me right back to that moment he gives the one guy Petra's patch. Just because he empathizes and he knows how this guy's feeling right now. He's been there, you know, he's felt that. So again, he has emotions, but he's not an emotional person anymore. And yeah, man, Levi does come out of this a different man. You know, there's this newfound respect for Commander Smith. So he realizes there's something about this commander and that he is worth following. Levi is one of the best characters of the show, and alongside Levi, you know, Commander Smith as well. Really, really intriguing character. Both of them have climbed, you know, pretty close to the top of my list, I'd say, just after that one episode alone, because it added so much to both of the characters. Yeah, man, there it is. No regrets. Fantastic special. Really enjoyed it, man. Gave me some much needed background info to add so many more layers to Levi. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, please smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys thought. Huge thank you to all the amazing patrons. Thank you for all the amazing support. Thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. And I hope you're enjoying the early access stuff. Okay, so those are the two specials done now. Next up, I'm gonna move on to season 2. Excited for that, of course. But in terms of the specials, the ones that are left, I'm gonna check those out after season 2. These 2 specials, oh my god, man. Again, I maintain these are some of the best episodes of Attack on Titan. Better than a lot of the season 1 episodes, to be honest. But yeah, man, I'm gonna move on to season 2 of the show. Hopefully I can check out the first 3 episodes in the next few days. Excited for that, of course. But yeah, man, thanks for checking this out. Take it easy.